Hello everyone, this is Rosanna Beidoro Rai for short, and this is Real Time with Rai, where we keep it real. Pastor Susan, thank you for being here. Monica, thank you for being here. Oh, Patience, been a while. How are you? Hope you're good. I sent you a message. I didn't get a reply from you. I hope you're fine, and I hope you're reading for Croc. Thank you, Ma Irene. Thank you for being here. Oh, Mandy, how are you? All right, good to see everyone. This is Rosanna Beidoro Rai for short, and you're watching Real Time with Rai, where we keep it real. Good evening, Pastor Susan. Yeah, so please share, like, and comment as usual as we go on. But please, there's something else I want you to do. As on your screen now, I'm sure you'll be seeing a button for invite your friends. Please click the button and invite your friends so they could join us in real time as the broadcast goes on. And also, don't forget to share. Oh yes, Mira and O'Hare. Yeah, O'Hare, thank you for taking care of Mira. I hope he's good. Yeah, and please, as you share, place the comments as usual so someone will know why they should be joining. Today we'll be doing a continuation of godly dating, godly courtship, and why we'll be talking about cohabitation today. So it's a continuation, it's part 2. Oh yes, Monica, thank you for being here. Yes, a really long time. Actually, I would send you a message as to why I haven't gotten to you. I relocated, I'm in Harkov and other things, so I will send you an inbox right after the broadcast. Yeah, Ayola, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. That is Sparkle with Treasure. Thank you for being here. That's it, Ma. Thank you for being here, Ma. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you for being here. So let's just give one more minute before we go on, so some people can catch us in real time. So please share, like, and comment. Oh, Johnny, you're here. Thank you for being here. P-Max, I see you. Thank you for being here. So I appreciate those of you who have started sharing. Please share so people will join us in real time. All right, sure, Monica. After the broadcast, I will get to you. Sure. All right. Today we'll be talking about cohabitation, and generally. Oh, Sarah, thank you for being here. Generally, now cohabitation as it relates to godly courtship, as it relates to what God expects us, to do. So, does God want us to cohabit? I'll tell you clear now. No, God does not want us to cohabit. So, what's cohabitation? Cohabitation is where you live together and have sexual relations before you get married. Now, some people say it excludes, that it removes just living together as flatmates where you don't have sexual relation. Maybe you just don't know the person, male and female, you're just living together. Even that I'll kick against, because if you can, because you may not have a relationship with the person, even if the person has a relationship, you have a relationship, or both of you are even married and you find yourself in a city, and because of financial constraints, as people used to say, they decided to live together and blah, you never can tell. You're giving room for temptation. Scripture says, flee every shun every appearance of evil and flee away from every evil. So I won't advise that generally, but my focus today, it's not about that when you don't have something to do with someone and you're living with the person. No, I'm talking about where people who are in a relationship, actually sexual relationship, and or either in a relationship and or sexual relationship, and they intend to get married, but say they want to. Some people give this reason, they want to test the waters. So please, Pretty, thank you for being here. Sunshine, I see you. Hello, Daniel, it's been a while. Thank you for being here. So please, as we go on, you could drop your comments. You could drop, Toby Magic Drums, thank you for being here. You could drop your comments or your contributions as we go on, and because this broadcast won't really be long. Precious, thank you, I see you. So biblically, it's of course we all know it's wrong, but let's just talk about it. Let's be practical, because this is keeping it real. What's the reason people give for living together? People give the reason of, okay, we share chores, especially ladies, when I did the research. Now, I must mention that there has been an increase in living together before marriage, as cohabitation. Before, in the olden days, people used to call it, okay, they're shagging up there, but now they've had fancy name, we're testing the waters, we're living together, we're cohabiting, and all. So, Grace, thank you, I see you. I want to tell us that it's wrong, but let's discuss the reason, as I said earlier, why people cohabit. Some say chores. You get to share the chores. Some say you get to know the character of the person. Some say no, he's not going to cheat. When the research was taken among 195,000 people, guys and ladies have different reasons why they cohabit. The ladies believe that, oh, if he gives me a key to his apartment, if he says I should move in with him, that means he loves me, that means he really wants to get married to me, that means he's planning to take the relationship. They see it as a sign of commitment. Why guys see it as an opportunity for sex? Of course, there was a saying, so though it's derogatory to the women folk, but hey, it sends its message. They were like, why buy the car when you can get the milk free? Because that's what actually happens when you cohabit. You get you enjoy wifely or husbandly duties without the commitment and the responsibilities. So I don't, and most people who do this don't really, apart from the Western world, most people from where I come from Africa, don't do it with the concept or with the knowledge of their parents. So you're there, you know, doing everything that a wife should do for a guy, and you're not even sure. Because statistically, it has shown that when you're staying, okay, Johnny, I would answer you just now. When you're staying with someone, you know, who you're shagging up, or you're doing living lover, people think that the success rate of their marriage will be better, but statistically it has been proven that it's 80% higher, especially for the women to be depressed and for their expectation in marriage not to be met. Because you see, there was no commitment, you were living, doing everything. When you're not married, there's really, what's now new? What's new? I understand that even people who are not living together, maybe, you know, sleeping together, doing different things, but it's not the same like living together. Then you're compelled to do certain things. If you're not living together and you need to make a meal for the person, you probably have to visit and all that. But this one, you're compelled because you are staying together. So some people say it's good. The women, they were like, okay, they like it because, you know, since we're not yet married, you will share the chores, you will do things. But there are married people who also share chores, who also help out in the house. Married men who also help out in the house. So I don't see that as a reason. Johnny is saying some might have financial issues. But financial issues, Johnny, shouldn't be a reason why you stay together. You could cut your coat according to your side. For example, let me use this environment. Must you live in a flat? Must you live and even if you're living in a flat, must you live in a Euro-Remote flat? Even if you're not living in a flat, must you live in a particular location that is expensive? You got to quote according to yourself and go to a place where you can afford, or your parents, the money your parents are giving you, you can afford it. You don't need to stay in that kind of apartment for it to be that, okay, you have to live with your girlfriend so you could save money. It's not rational to me. Because you can even go to the hostel. What's wrong with it? There are a lot of people who live in the hostel and they're successful after school. Who thinks about where the person lived 10 years down the line? We just get bothered about things that are not important. So, thank you, Tita. So, I don't see a reason why people should use finance. But I've heard that a lot, even when I'm counseling and even when I do research. That is like number one. Apart from the commitment part, cheating, finance came third. People are like, okay, because I don't have, so I've just addressed the finance part. It doesn't make sense. You can still live in a place where you can afford. You don't need to stay with a man or with a lady, as the case may be, whoever is moving into which person's house, for you to save funds. And you cut your spending. If you try to do what you can, you know, so that your finance would meet you. Good finance management. Read books, find out about how to manage your finance, so it doesn't get to that point where you need to stay with someone so that your finance can, you know, get better. Dr. Hector, thank you, my daughter. Blessing, I see you. Brown, I see you. Thank you for being here. So please share this video if you haven't shared already, so people can join us and know that we're live. And also, like I said earlier, because more people are here now, there's a notification button there where you an invite button where you click and invite your friends so that they could join us in the broadcast. Christian, thank you, I see you. Oh, Femi, my daughter, thank you for being here. So the second reason people gave was cheating. Now I want to tell you, even if you're married, that okay, no, when I start living together with him, I can monitor him or I can monitor her, I will know she's cheating or she's not cheating. Girlfriend, boyfriend. Cheating can be done anywhere. Even if you're married, right under your nose. It's just a thing of the mind. If someone doesn't want to cheat, the person won't cheat. There's no policing. There's no becoming a monitoring spirit. There's nothing you do that will make the person not cheat. It's not a function of you staying, you know, with the person that will make the person thought. So why do married people cheat? Or people cheat on their spouse? Are they not married? Are they not living together? So that's a flimsy excuse to stay with someone. You just want to. I actually, like, when I was doing the research, some guy said it's easier, you know, you don't have to like have the person over if you need to have sex and blah. That is just, you know, it's like free sex. Let's just put it that way. And most people, but though some people genuinely believe, you know, they have to test the waters. Another reason, test the waters want us to know if we're compatible to stop divorce in future. That's not true. The person can, people pretend. We've seen people who have dated for who have courted for 7 years. We've seen people who have, been in a relationship, even living lovers, or they're shagging up, as I'm talking about now. And the person pretend, did everything you want the person to do. When you enter the house, the color of the person comes out. So it's just God. So you never can tell that, okay, let me stay with him and know that I'm compatible. Then that is why, or stay with her and know I'm compatible so that we can get married. And in the research when I did research in the statistics that was given, 70% of people who live together, because most of this cohabitation lasts for just 12 to 18 months on an average. Most of them, it doesn't lead to marriage. Yes, some it leads, but most of them it doesn't. It doesn't lead to marriage. 80% of the time, it doesn't lead to marriage. Because people get, the person wants something else. There's no commitment, there's no religious backing, there's nothing. People just feel that, if we stay together, it will make us get better. It's not true. Sometimes, if you stay together, that's when you even see more flaws. That's when you even get depressed. That's when so many things go wrong. And then there's no flare, there's no fire, there's no need, to get into marriage. Now, I must mention this if these parents come across this. Please, if your children are of age to get married, what do I mean by of age? Maybe they have gotten their education, but maybe settling down or getting that much money, especially for us in Africa, because I know that there are some cultures where up to $1 million is paid for breakfast and all. Help your kids. Why are they your kids? Help them so that they could get married on time. Because what is even causing all this shagging up and the rest is because people are burning, according to Corinthians, as Paul said. Paul said, if you're burning, if you've started having these emotions, started having these sexual desires, settle down, get married. But because of the demands and the pressure that has been put on people and on especially the men, maybe you probably have to get a house, get a car, you probably have to get money, get a job and all that. It becomes difficult for people to settle down on time. And that's why we have so many fornicators around. We have so many people who are shacking up around. We have so many people who, even believers, even tongue-speaking people are just, killing the urge wrongly instead of marrying, because according to societal demands now, they can't meet up with those demands. And they have feelings, so they let it get the better part of them instead of them relying on... Oh, Chigoma, thank you for being here. Robert, thank you, I see you. Instead of relying on... what the word of God says, that we should keep the marriage bed undefiled and flee from sexual sins and all. Those things make people now want to do those things because they do not have the financial capability to get married. And ladies too, I know we dream of, we always dream of the wedding gown, how your wedding will be, blah blah blah. But sometimes you should, I'm not saying bring down your standards. No, your standards should be based on, okay, who is this person, the character, and everything. But don't spend all your time on dreaming on how your wedding be, that is one day. Because at the end of the day, most guys will be ready to settle down if you would step down a bit on your demands for your wedding day. But because of your demands are really, really high, they have to keep on working, keep on waiting, and that, waste time. And then the guy keeps on sleeping with you. And at the end of the day, it's another thing that this cohabitation leads to is sexually transmitted diseases, marriage, miscarriages, and abortions. Because, okay, you're not yet ready. Everybody knows you're not married, even though you're living together. So, if you become pregnant, you'll be ashamed. Of course, societal pressure again, it's also pressure from the religious body you may belong to. They will now start asking, you're not married, how come you're pregnant? So you now resort to abortions, which of course are not good. Yeah, good evening, Mercy. I see you. Monica says, oh, thank you, Dumo. Thank you. I appreciate. Monica says, I think insecurity on the part of women is the main reason for cohabitation. That's true. Most of them are insecure. And they believe that, okay, when I stay with the guy, when I do things for him, when I wash, when I cook, when we sleep with each other, when we do all the things that people who cohabit together do, he would now take the relationship to a different level. He will not get married to me. But that's not always the case. Most of the time in the guy's head, they see it as you being cheap. Zach, thank you. I see you. Oh, thank you. Adama, thank you. Thank you for thanking Mercy for joining us. All right, so let me know your thoughts on cohabitation. What do you think? Now, another reason why people move in, they say it's going to pop the question when you move in. That's not true. It happens to a few people, but generally, the guy doesn't pop the question when you move in. In fact, it delays popping of the question because whatever is making him pop the question in the first place, he's getting it. So why should he? pop the question. Why should he ask you to marry him when you're doing everything as if you guys are married? In fact, he sees you as being cheap most of the time. So he would instead pop a question for someone outside. Another myth or reason why people cohabit, they say it's just a piece of paper. We could live together. What's there? When it has to do with the after a marriage is a piece of paper. Yes, it may be a piece of paper, but it gives you stability, especially as a woman. It gives you stability for you and your kids, because you have some rights to the man when the chips are down. Because I'm getting real, it's not every marriage that works too. So when the chips are down and there are issues and there are problems, that piece of paper saves you. So it's better you get a piece of paper than going to stay with someone without that piece of paper that we call. Florence, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Oh, Chai Sandra, I see you. Thank you. So I would let us know now that cohabitation is wrong. Please, if you're a believer, scripture is against any form of cohabiting. Okay, now when I was I came across where the person was arguing that you could cohabit and be disciplined not to sleep with each other or not to have anything to do with each other. Okay, fine. That's both of you. You're disciplined, you're in the house, nothing is happening. Let's give you benefits. Nothing is happening. So how do people outside know that nothing is happening? Because scripture says if your right hand is causing you to sin, cut it. And that you shouldn't cause somebody to sin. So as a believer, as a Christian, as a believer, or as somebody who has morals and values, what are you telling the upcoming generation? What are you telling other people? Because nobody is living with you in the house to know that it's not happening. All they know is a lady and a guy are living together. And all the usual thought or the way the world is now, because immorality is on the rise. People no longer care what people think about them or what their sexual preferences are. Everybody just does what they want to do. We live in a generation where people mind your business. It's not like in the past where where the community, Oh, Florence, sorry, you didn't get the notification. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I will check it after the podcast. Where the community, trains a child. Now it's not that way. Everybody, believes I could be on my own. I could do what I want to do on my own and all that. That makes people do what they want to do now. You find even very young people, when they come to school, the first thing, someone is in first year, maybe 16, 17, they are moving together, living with the guy and acting as if they are married. That is completely wrong. That is completely wrong. And it's because of the way now people don't frown. And in church now, if you want to preach about it or you want to talk about it, most pastors are afraid because they believe that their members will leave them if they correct them. And now this cohabitation, people now have sin is now being redefined. People now have a way of doing this cohabitation. It's not the way I'm just saying it now where, okay, obviously, a guy and a girl, they move together, got a flat and are living. Now the lady has her flat or has her hostel, or the guy has his flat and has his hostel, as the case may be. But in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, the lady is in the other place or the guy is in the other partner's place. Clothes, everything are there, are shared. Then you just come to your house for 3 days or 4 days, and that coming to your house probably to clean the house, probably to wash your things, and then you're off again. That's also cohabitation. It's just that you are not officially living there in terms of, okay, you pay the rent together and blah, but you are cohabiting. Because in a month of 30 days, 27 or 26 or 25 days, you're in that place. You're in the guy or the girl's house. You're living there, you're doing everything, cooking, sleeping, everything that a married person should be doing. That's what you're doing. You're going to school from there, or you're going to work from there, as the case may be. You're cohabiting. So cohabitation is not only when, you go together and pay for your apartment and then you start moving. That's not only the time when you're cohabiting. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. So that also, so if you're doing that, stop it. And especially if you're a Christian or a believer, stop it. You could, I'm not saying you shouldn't visit who you're in a relationship with, but that does not mean you go and live there, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's not holiday, but you're living there constantly and then you come back. You are still cohabiting. It still falls within my definition of cohabitation, because the only difference is you came to take a break of 2 days or 3 days, maybe probably when you're on or something. So please, it is not right biblically. This is not the way God intends for us to cut. The marriage bed should be undefiled. God intends for you to, yes, you can cut, you get to know each other, get to discuss anything, but you could do it in so many other ways. You mustn't move in with a person. Another reason why I frown against cohabitation, especially if it has to do with a little people who are a little bit advanced, who maybe now have kids, you know, because things happen. Like I said, I'm keeping it real. It's not all the time where people who don't have they're not yet married, but for some reason, maybe past mistakes and all, they're not being judgmental. So, for whatever reason, they have kids, and you know, they now meet someone who, you know, they fell in love with and they want to get married, and they now decide that they should start living together. Especially you, for the woman, if you're the one that has a child, don't do it. It's danger, because if you live, especially if you have a teenage daughter or you have a daughter, even if it's not teenage, we have pedophiles now. How are you sure that if you start, you know, cohabiting before you really get to know who this person is, that things will be happening to your kids? Or even if it's the guy, how are you sure that the woman will start maltreating and beating and starving your child? So it's even harmful if children are involved. This cohabitation is harmful if children are involved. I know that in the US there is cohabitation agreement where people write an agreement just like how they do prenups. Okay, this is my house, you're moving in. If we break up, you don't have a right to my house and all that. But it's not everywhere that cohabitation, there's a law to protect people who are cohabiting. And I'm not even talking based on social norms now, what happens socially. I'm talking about scripturally. There's no basis for it. It's wrong. If you want to get married, get married. You can do a lot. I've seen people who have done court wedding and then later on, you know, they did marriage blessing, or later on, after paying the bride price, later on they did the ceremony and all, when things became better. There are so many, don't follow anybody. It's not about to be, when people talk about a wedding for some time, and after that people forget. 10 years down the line, who remembers how it was? So don't spend all your money or all your energy or all your time on that, and, you know, leave what is more important. Oh, Molutope, thank you for joining us. Chisandra says, so true, Apostle. Everyone is doing his or her own things without conscience. If you what they tell you, exactly. If you were Dagala, thank you for being here. Bafo, thank you for being here. Eva, thank you, I see you. Thank you. So please share this video as we go along. So I don't see a reason why people should cohabit. All the reasons they are, like I've mentioned, that they have given, practically doesn't make sense to me, because you can go around all these things. You can go around it. Someone says, another reason someone gave, which will be the last I will be talking before I take your questions, said if you cohabit with someone, you get to know the character, you get to know the real person, you know, you get to know who this person really is when you're cohabiting. But like I said, it's not true. If you're cohabiting with someone, the person can pretend. What if the person really, really wants you? People pretend a lot these days. So you even really need, aside from your physical eyes, you need your spiritual eyes to choose these days, because the world is not evil. People are wicked. People can be all nice. They can even act as if they worship the ground you walk on. But when you get married, you start seeing different things, beatings and different things come. And of course, another research says if people are prone to abuse, you know, who cohabited before marriage. And this I tell you why. Because most ladies, even if you get married, you are cohabiting, and you find out there's a character, there's something you don't like. If you've stayed, it's same like a relationship that has lasted too long, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, and nothing is happening. You now get to stay with that person out of sympathy. It's now no longer love. You're just sympathizing. You are, you know, what do people say? They've known us together for so long. So it becomes a problem to pull out. Same way, people know you have been living together and acting as husband and wife. So you become ashamed, even if the relationship is no longer working, even if you're being abused, even if you're depressed, even if you can see that it's not going to lead anywhere, or if you eventually get married, you'll be sad, you'll not be happy. But because of the expectations of people, what will people say? You won't want to leave. So you keep on staying there, and again, of what you have given too much. You're giving yourself, not only yourself, because of course other people who are not cohabiting still give themselves, people who are fornicating, but because you have given yourself in a way you shouldn't, and you have invested too much in that relationship, it's not a problem for you to leave. You won't be able to live, and so you begin to die there inside, or you end up marrying somebody and, you know, living the rest of your life in misery, marrying the wrong person or who you shouldn't. So don't cohabit. You can find out anything you want to find out about the person by when you're cutting the right way. God, and again, you put it in prayer. God will even reveal certain things to you. The person will even react in a way that you don't expect, and you read the signs. You see, I always tell people there are always signs. You go to a restaurant with the person, and the way the person treats the waiter should tell you something about the person. The person finds it difficult to drop a one grieving, let me use the money I am, or maybe 100 naira or 50 naira tip for a Nigeria tip for the waiter. It should tell you something. There are certain things, certain signs you should be looking out for. You mustn't live with the person to see signs, or live with the person to judge the person's character. Yes, Adama, I agree with you. People pretend. People can. In fact, I have seen what I'm telling you. It's something I know for real. People can pretend 7 years, 8 years. When you get married to them, they are recolor because to them, okay, they really want you for some reason. But maybe they wanted you because you feel you boost their ego, or they wanted you because of your profession, and they feel okay, you bring something to the table. People can pretend. People are with people for different reasons. So sometimes I will ask you to sit back and ask yourself why that person that is with you is with you. So it's not till you live with the person that you get to know that, okay, yes, this person. So biblically, please, we should flee from every sexual immorality. And there's no way. Someone was I was even arguing with someone recently. It will be hard. Even if your spirit, tongue speaking and everything, it will be hard. The lady is passing with her nightgown. This is the one that wears shorts. She's passing. Different things are in the house. And, is it that when she passes and is looking very sexy, you will be speaking in talks or what? I don't understand how you'll be telling me you will stay with the person, cohabiting, and nothing will happen. Okay, maybe they are really, really very good disciplined people, but it's not everybody that can. And why even stretch yourself? Why test yourself? When you could stay in your different places, court, and then when it's time for you to get married, you get married. So I don't see a reason why people should cohabit. And in fact, there's even another type of cohabiting that is happening around this our environment. Like I explained, the one of 3 weeks you go and stay. Even in the hostel, I just remember that one now. Even in the hostel, there's cohabitation. When you have packed almost all your things to one person's distance, you share bed, share room. Even if they are roommates, when the roommates come, they're even tired. You're always there. No breathing space. It's still cohabitation. Because something can be happening when roommates, after all, how many minutes is it when roommates are not around? So please, let's be careful. The scripture says we're like a lamb, that is set on a hill. People are looking at us. People are seeing us. Let our life reflect Christ. Let our life reflect what we believe in. It's not just all talk. Let us practice what we are reading. Let us practice what we are teaching for those of us who teach. Let us practice what we are seeing and listening to for those of us who listen to any form, whether online or in church, any form of listening. Let us practice it, and let us stop disgracing Christ. Or like my mother, blessed memory, used to say, let us stop crucifying Christ a second time by our behaviors. Mercy says you won't know if the person is pretending or not, because when it's infatuation, everything seems real. We better wait and do things the right way. True mercy, you wait and do the things the right way, and God will bless that marriage. Amarachi Kalu, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing. Oh, Luatosi all the way from Nigeria, thank you, I see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So please, if you have your questions, you could drop on the thread. Please join. I will put in the comments my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to there are more videos now. And I'm sorry because it was taking us a lot of time to upload that. YouTube has new policies now, so that's why it took us a while to be able to post most of the videos, but they are up now on YouTube. So please, I'll post Rewrite is the name of my YouTube channel, but I'll post the link on the comment section, and then you could also join me on Twitter because I would have a conversation on this tomorrow on Twitter, Dr.Rai_KD. You could follow me and I'll follow you right back. And then please share this video and like. And of course, there's this book. If you've ever been in the you've ever had the need to cohabit in your past, or you are cohabiting right now, or someone is trying to lure you into cohabitation, any of the type of cohabitation I just explained, there's this book by Josh McDowell, Why True Love Waits. I'll put it, of course, on a thread also, so that you would be able to get it. All right, your questions, please. Sorry, let me go through them so I don't miss anyone. My time is almost up. In fact, it's up. I just have like 3 minutes to go. Maya, hello. Thank you for being here. Noble, thank you. Kofozak, hi. Thank you. Kristen, thank you for being here. I didn't know you were here. Oh, Ikure, by the way, for Nigeria, my cousin, thank you for being here. Nike, I see you. Thank you. Princess Abigail, oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Dennis, thank you. I see you. Dennis is asking a question. Hello, sis. Princess Abigail, thank you for being here. Please share this video so people could be able to watch, and we can stop the immorality going around. We can stop the lie that when you cohabit, things become better. Statistically, they don't. Dennis is asking, It's engagement. Oh, thank you, Walu, thank you. I am enjoying it too. Dennis says, is engagement a license to cohabit? They refer to themselves as couple. Please throw more light on this. No, engagement doesn't give you a reason to cohabit. We've seen broken engagements. We've seen people who have been engaged. We've even seen people who, 2 days to the wedding, not see the guy. Even brides, although it's more common with brides being left at the altar, but we still have grooms who have been left on the altar too. So until the whole joining, everything has finished, you find yourself in the reception. I used to tell people shortly before my wedding, I was like, so you're married? I say, hold on. Until I see myself in the reception, we have exchanged rings before God, before parents. Parents have given us that, and then I know that, okay, so yes, the marriage happened. I'm just being real. Oh, Kevin. Pastor Kevin, thank you for being here. So that does not mean that because you're engaged, because the engagement can also break. So why will you start doing marital duties just because you have a ring, you have been given a ring or been asked to be married? Koyo, thank you. I see you all the way from Nigeria. So that's not a crash. I mean, you're late, but thank you for being here. I'm rounding up, but you're always joining me. Thank you. I see you. So Dennis, engagement is not a yardstick. Prince, thank you. I see you. It's not a yardstick for you to cohabit. No, even if you're engaged to the person, what is the guarantee that you guys will end up getting married? What's the guarantee? Different things happen. People lose interest. Some odd find out that they've been infatuated all along. Some people without parental blessing, they won't go ahead, and after the engagement there was no parental blessing. Different things happen, so you can't use engagement as a reason. Oh, Jennifer Boma, I see you. Thank you for being here. You can't use engagement as a reason to cohabit. Because you see, my issue with this cohabitation thing is that 97% of the time you're doing everything married people are doing, and at the end of the day, he does now marry you. So what? And that's why most people now, it's even difficult for them to really even, get married these days, because there's no, our parents, great grandparents, let me start with them, married early, some people will use the argument of education. It's not really education. They married early because then you couldn't even see a lady's bra strap, without her being your wife. But now, on Snapchat, on different things, people are naked, you could see anything you want to see. Even people have no recourse again, no respect for their bodies. So you do everything you're supposed to do in the marriages. So most guys are not in a hurry. Then people are in a hurry, disturbing their father because, they knew that nothing on earth will tell the girl, nothing is going to happen until, they are married, properly married. But nowadays, I don't know, like I said, immorality is on the rise, and people have no respect for themselves anymore. People do what they want to do. People just see sex now like drinking water. So it happens anyhow. So people are even finding it difficult now to really, get married. So they just end up living together. Some even have kids and the rest. So there's no need. What is the use of having the commitment or the piece of paper when everything, like I mentioned earlier, you are getting the milk from the cow? So why do you want to buy it? Why do you want to keep it, pay for it, when everything the cow is supposed to be producing, the milk or the cheese or the everything it is producing? So there will now be no need. Oh, yes, Prince, I see you. Thank you. Linda, I thank you. Thank you for being here. So please, my time is up. If you don't have any other questions, I will drop, like I said, the book, Why True Love Waits, and also the link to my social media platforms, so you could, join me in the conversation I would have tomorrow on Twitter. So thank you all for joining me. I really enjoyed our time. So, and then some of you, if you have questions, as usual, I always do have inboxes for, because some people are too shy to ask a question on the live broadcast. I'm available. It's okay. You could send me a message on any of my social media platforms or inbox me, and I will answer you immediately or when I see it. Yes, thank you. Oh, Timmy Babs, you're just joining. Oh, blessing. Hi, Ivano. I miss Ivano. Yeah, so I'm in the city of Akov now, and I miss Ivano very well. So, all right. Thank you all for joining me. Bye.